accidentally stopped recording. God damn it, I'm gonna have to edit this now. Juice WRLD. That happened because you died, dude. I'm sorry. That happened because you died and you got a bunch of fucking views before the end of the goddamn year. There is no way. It was a number 2 song. In 2019, there's no way you're number 19 at the Decade's End list. There's no way.
Decade on here with Drake and Rick
There's
Ross
no way.
and Lil Wayne. Was Khalifa, Cardi B, Bodak Yellow, for as huge as that song was. And, you know, it's not bad because...
Are you just going yada 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 over the fact that the fucking Paul Walker tribute with Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth made the top 25 of the year? You're going to yada 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 over that? Anthony Fantano. Oh my God, I think Anthony Fantano might be a hack. You're going to yada 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 over that. We're going to talk about Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. That shit, that affected me in a way. And then I went back and listened to like how talented he was. And before I even did that, that affected me in a way that young man, that should not have happened to that young man. But we're just going to yada 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 over See You Again. That only made it on the list because it was a Paul Walker tribute. Who fucked with an underage girl since she was 16. We just gonna let that slide? No. We don't let people slide in death for being fucking creepers. If R. Kelly died, we was gonna let that slide? No, we're not letting it slide no more. We're not doing that. You gonna just yada 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 over Work, where Rihanna was not even legible? Because I feel like she was high and she really wrote like, I can't remember what I said, so I'm just gonna say that's some Inagata Vida baby shit. We're just gonna overlook Usher Climax made the top 30 of the decade. Lisa wouldn't let it burn. Now we're talking about Bodak Yellow. Old Town Road is after that. Okay, let's go.
That peaked in 2017, and Cardi hasn't had that much time for that song to gain that much traction across this decade. Even more recent is Old Town Road with Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus. Even though it came out just in 2019, it made up...
Old Town Road is the highest selling single of all time. I expect that to be on the list. Before John Legend, All of Me? Before See You Again? Okay.
So much ground with it being number 1 on the charts for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and now it's the longest running number 1 single of all time. But still, as much as I love that track, am I excited for it to be like the representation of hip-hop music in a way for this decade? Yeah, you know, I guess it is, because this track is certainly a representation not only of some of the trap aesthetics of the decade, some of the humor of the decade too when it comes to mainstream music, but also the weird genre fusions and crossovers that dominated nearly every genre too. Fancy from Iggy Azalea is on here pretty high at number 30, and even though people publicly are really not fucking with Iggy Azalea and her new record, and I get why, when you look at her numbers, she's still doing really big numbers on her shit. There are a lot of...
Well, I can speak on why people still like Iggy Azalea. Do I dare say? Do I lose like 500 of my new subscribers by saying why people still fuck with Iggy Azalea? I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. The same reason why y'all backed all of this up for saying Eminem is not racist is the same reason that y'all still ride for Iggy Azalea. It's not racist. It's a pride thing. She was what Eminem was to white rappers, she was to white female rappers. She was the one that got on. However, we thought Fancy was a throwback. We thought Fancy was like a throwback to JJ Fad and Salt and Pepper. Then she dropped a couple more songs. We was just like, oh, that's how you rap? And you're Australian? Now everything is about ass, and now all of a sudden you're doing drag queens. It's a lot of us to see fake authenticity. Are you authentic? The answer with Iggy Azalea is no.
I guess kind of quiet, closeted Iggy Azalea fans that are still.
But I do love Fancy.
Her shit and like watching her music videos over and over and over and over. Bad and Bougie, even though that track was so hot, just number 46. Damn. In My Feelings, and we're pretty much at the end of the 50 list over here. But what can be gleaned from this list? Just looking at the hip hop songs.
Wait,
you know, a lot like the rock list. Some of the most popular hip hop songs don't really sound much like hip hop, or at least what.
Well, I like that he put hip hop in quotes. Still no such thing as black music. When they lump R&B and hip hop together, understand the genres blended because this had a list been for a while, at least 20 years. How do you get to the top of the hot R&B and hip hop songs? You blend them together. You can say as much as you want that there's no such thing as black music. Tell the industry that.
An old head or a purist in the genre would expect a song in the genre to sound like. You know, there's not really anything on here. Even some of the best stuff that I enjoy on this list, there's nothing on here that sounds like, you know, Tribe Called Quest. There's nothing on here that's super duper 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 lyrical. And you guys know better than anybody that sometimes that lyrical miracle shit annoys me. But you can't really deny that lyricism historically has played a pretty big role in the sound and the essence of hip hop, and that is severely lacking on this list. Whether or not you think that's a good or a bad thing, or the other stuff that is replacing that in terms of musical timbres and production tactics and all that shit, that's up for debate. But overall, I'm not really sure how to sum up this list because I'm left with mixed feelings. There are tracks on here I'm utterly disgusted and disappointed by, like, God, why do we care about this much? And there's some artists and there are some songs on here that I'm actually pleased to see on this chart because they...
You just openly said you feel away about Thrift Shop being at number one. A lyrical hip-hop song. But you're not pleased with others on the list for being less lyrical. But the blending of the genres to make money to get on this list is up for debate. Say goodnight, Melon. Say goodnight. And I'm going to do the same. Because we didn't even get to the last 50. I'm not surprised Fancy is on the list. I am very happy it is as low as what it was. It deserved to be. Of the decade, Thrift Shop being number one, what the fuck did you think it was going to be? When you mix hip-hop and R&B, and hip-hop is the dominant genre of music right now, I can accept Thrift Shop. The denouncement of everything else that hip-hop is right now, I'll fucking take it. My name is Jimmi Pynk, and I gotta get up and go to the doctor in the morning. Keep it crazy. Deuces.